Hello and welcome back to the whole new episode of a Dune Buggy build. And yes, in this video we are going to try to get this thing fired up. That's the main thing I'm focusing on right now. And to get that thing done, we need the radiator housings to be done, and even hook up all these wirings to get it fired up. And after that I have to adjust the wirings and all. That will be afterwards, but first of all let's just go over and get the housing of the radiator done. Guys, I got to the scrapyard and found this. It is three ways over here with one small way. I need this thing to get the oil cooler and even the carburetor connected over here, so I needed extra pipe like this. And even found this. I have removed all the hoses. It was connected with the hoses, but it is pretty good. And even got a temperature switch, like a fan switch out of a car, and this. So all this I found, it was cheap, way cheaper. And now what I'm thinking to do over here is, this is extra for me, so I'm trying to get a get a thread made over here and assemble it over here. Yes, it is pretty much deep inside, not that deep. I hope it will work. If not, means in future I can just cut out and make it deeper inside, so that will work. So let's just move on and make some threads in this. Guys, I don't have the perfect thread size of this switch, so what I'm thinking, what I have done over here is given some cuts to a bolt which is exactly the same size, thread size. So let's just try to make threads. It is plastic, it will work out. Alright guys, the main reason to flip this radiator was because of these housings. The housing was over here, and I need to make the wire pipes way longer, and to avoid that I had to redo all the fans on this side. And thankfully there was bolts, like 4 bolts for the condenser over here, but there is no condenser over here, so I used that 4 bolts to get this fan mounted over here. It turned out pretty solid. Now it is pretty good. Now the next step is to get the top mount done, and yes, so off camera I did all the housings and all, and even connected the oil cooler, repaired it and connected it also. So now it's having an oil cooler as well. Before it was running without the oil cooler. The previous owner, I don't know, he broke the pipe and He didn't sort of put a new one. He just used the housing directly and cancelled it up. So it was there, but without an hose pipe, like without a pipe. So only one pipe was there. So I put the other pipe, tapped some threads in it, and even used some JB weld and all, and put it there. So I hope it will work for now. We'll just see if it works. It's okay. If not, means I have to go with other option. Maybe move the oil cooler out of here. I don't know. We will see that. But for now, it's working, and even the housings and everything turned out perfect. So let's just move on to the next step by adding up the top mount, because the top mount isn't done. I have just completed with the housings and all. What an idiot I am, really, man. I had completely forgot about the oil filler cap, which is right underneath this reserve bottle. So in order to do that, I have to remove this, and later I'll figure out some other place for this thing. It had taken almost 3 liters. In bike it was just 2 liters, that's it. 2 to 3 liters maximum, but here it is more than 3 liters. Finally guys, got all the problems sorted out. The first problem was the fuel tank. The fuel tank was almost the level of the carburetor, and the fuel pump showed up bad, and it wasn't sucking the fuel and putting into the carburetor. So that was the first issue, which I had sorted out by putting the tank way up there, because I don't have the fuel pump with me right now. So that's zip tied over there. And the second issue started with was the carburetor overflow. So to get that thing sorted out, I have to remove all the carburetors and everything out of there, and even got it sorted out. Now there is no overflow issue and all. So that was the second problem. And the third of all, getting these fans to work. And yes, it is now confirmed that the bike wiring is very bad. It does not want to turn on the fan at all. I have got a new fan switch and even a new fan, and it didn't turn out great. So I know that the wiring of the bike isn't working. So what I have done is added a relay, a different relay, and left the wiring of the bike, and now it turned out perfect. It's working, the switch is working, and even the fans are working. I even tried to run the small fan. As you can see, it's still plugged in, so it didn't work with the wiring of the bike. So that's confirmed now. I cannot run the wiring of the bike to run the fan and the switch and all, so it will end up in overheating. So finally guys, now let's just fire it up and see if everything is working or not perfectly. I still need to sort out all the wirings to the dashboard. So everything is kept over here, hanging over here. Still it's hanging everywhere. out the gears and all, because we can test it out. That's what the thing is. Well, what happened? It was just struggling to get this thing done. Okay guys, the battery is weak, so I still need to connect the batteries. Guys, what an idiot I am, really, man. I had totally forgot about this switch, which should not be over here, because the water is coming from the engine, the hot water is coming from the engine to over here. So this thing will never cool down, and it will end up never turning off the fan. It will just keep the fan running all the time. So this should be placed from the outlet of the radiator where the engine sucks the water. So not from which goes to the water, which goes to the radiator. It should come from the radiator to the engine. So that's where this thing should be installed. Yes guys, it is running, it is perfectly running, and there was slight of an issue with the carburetor of overflow, but that thing has been sorted out, and now there is no overflow on or any sort of petrol issue on over here. And the fan, I need to get this relay from here to somewhere safe, and even get a battery place mounted out, so that I could place a bigger battery. I'm not going to use a small battery over here. I'm going to place a bigger battery, so that everything will work, and I hope the engine will charge it up. So that's going to be for the next video of this project. Yes guys, I know I didn't do much, and yes, I know you will be waiting up for this thing to have a test ride, but I don't want to test it out just by hanging wires and all. So that's the thing, I need to do it like most of the things over there, still they are pending, and yes, most of the things are pending over here. You can see in the next video of this project what all things are there, and even I need to check out the reverse kit, whether it's working perfect or not. Yes, the clutch wasn't working perfectly. I have a doubt on it, but I need to get a time. I will check it in the next video. And yes, there are pretty much more things are left. Hopefully in the next video we are going to test it out. So it's not going to be a perfect test, but it's going to be a test, like whether everything is working, and especially the gearing, if it is correct or not. If not, means I have to do most of the things to get the gearing done. So I hope it will be perfect. I hope. And yes, everything is working. The radiator fan also worked. It was from scrapyard, so I was having kind of doubt on the fan. So still they are working. That's the thing. And the radiator also turned out great. It's not having any leaking and all. It's original from Toyota company, and even everything is Toyota over here. So it's great. If it's holding all the pressure, means that's great. That's a great thing. So other than that, everything is done. I hope you all guys enjoyed my video. If you enjoyed it, please hit that subscribe button below and on the notification bell, so you won't miss out any of my future videos. Yes guys, the time is heading by, and I need to get this thing done so that I could start up a new project, and which is just waiting outside. Which is just waiting outside. I need to bring it inside. So I'm trying to get this thing done, but lack of time, busy at work, that's what.